This is luxury sedan perfected. Almost. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Shifting Lanes. My name is Hanson. Thank you so much for tuning in. And for this video, you find me sitting in the 2020 Lexus ES350 Ultra Luxury Edition. And I'll give you my personal likes and dislikes about this car so that you have a better idea before you go buy it. But the bottom line is, this is now my favorite sedan from Lexus. And I think it's even better than the Lexus LS, the flagship sedan, because this is half the price. And just like my other video reviews, I'll first start with the interior, then move on to the exterior, and finally wrap up with the driving impressions and also my overall recommendation. Let's start with the interior first, because this is where you'll appreciate the fact that you bought a luxury car. For the 2019 model year, the ES received a drastic upgrade, and you'll find that updated interior styling in here. The look is shared with other newly designed Lexus like the LS, the LC, and the UX. You'll find more attractive and modern design qualities compared to the bland old Lexus design that you'll find in their bigger SUVs. If you're interested in any of those reviews, check the links in the description box. In here, you'll appreciate the modern design touches, starting off with this massive 12.3-inch infotainment display. It's high resolution and you can see lots of information on here. If you plug in your Apple CarPlay, the app buttons look large and the map display is nice and clear. There's also Android Auto and Amazon Alexa as well. When you put yourself into reverse, the image is very easy to see, though I wish that it had a higher resolution picture. There's also space beside it for a 360-degree view. Very handy feature considering this is a large sedan similar to the Toyota Avalon. Which, if you want to learn about the Toyota Avalon, please click the link up here. This shares the same platform as the Toyota Avalon, so you'll find a lot of similarities with respect to the dimensions. And right below here, beneath the infotainment screen, you'll find the HVAC controls. I think it blends in real well with the rest of the trim. And by the way, I have never seen such a small scroll wheel for the temperature controls. And I think that just shows you how often Lexus thinks people will change the temperature settings. I know that once I set it, I never change it at all. Beneath that are a set of tiny radio buttons, which I also think I won't ever use. And to the left of that is a set of volume and tune controls that have been nestled together. If you're an audiophile, you'll be glad that you have access to the CD player so you could use your higher bitrate audio files, considering this car has 17 speakers and also an 1800 watt stereo system. And right below here, you'll find a set of physical heated and ventilated seats and also heated steering wheel and the rear shade controls. And working our way down here, you find the set of USB and auxiliary input and also a cup holder. And right in front of that is a nice phone slot. Now, I have an iPhone XR, which is a medium to large phone, and it fits quite easily. And right behind that is the gear lever. This is a really nice shifter, and I love how the handle is at a perfect height to rest my forearm on. Now, these are the little ergonomic touches that makes me fall in love with the interior design of the Lexus ES350. And right beside that is what I consider the only flaw of the Lexus ES350, and that's their infotainment touchpad. We're in that period where you still have to pay a lot of attention to the road, and anything that takes attention away, like an infotainment system, still has a big room for improvement. This touchpad is totally fine to use when you're stationary, but when you're driving, this thing becomes really cumbersome and distracting to use. I don't like the way Lexus forces you to use this, considering that the beautiful screen isn't a touchscreen, so this is something you'll just have to get used to. Again, in my opinion, this is the only flaw in this otherwise perfect sedan. And then back here, you'll find the armrest, which is another design touch because you could access this from either side. And right inside, you'll also find the Qi wireless charger. Moving on to the driver's side, here's where you'll appreciate the nice upgrades Lexus have included in the 7th generation ES, which first came out in the 2019 model year. Right off the bat, you'll notice the digital instrument cluster, very modern looking and displays a decent amount of information. The left side is reserved for all of your driving information and safety system settings, and front and center is your tach and speed display, which changes depending on your driving modes. And you can change your driving modes via the dial beside the instrument cluster hood. This changes the shifting profile of the 8-speed transmission, which is fantastic. More on that a bit later. And if you look up ahead, you'll find more information on the heads-up display. It shows your speed, cruise control settings, and follow distance, and also your lane tracing assist system. Looking down here at the steering wheel, It's very nice to the touch. It's a combination of leather and wood, and both materials feel super high quality. On the left-hand side are your instrument cluster controls. On the right-hand side are your cruise control settings and lane keep assist controls. I love how all of these controls are clustered tightly in here, and on my long drives, I actually use them a lot because the controls are easy to use. On that note, the adaptive cruise control system works very well, and the lane tracing assist also works very nicely. Now, on gradual curves, it works perfectly, but anything tighter than that, it's going to fail. But remember, this is not a self-steering system. This is a steering assist system. It's designed to assist you in steering and keeping you in the middle of the lane. As for the second row, it is spacious, and that's to be expected because this is exactly like the Avalon, Toyota's large sedan. Climbing into the second row is a breeze, even with the front seat moved all the way back. Note that the second row doesn't fold down. That means that you have to solely rely on the trunk, which has 16.7 cubic feet of space. Moving to the outside, the exterior design is striking, starting from the large spindle grille flanked by the triple beam headlights and the sleek LED daytime running lights. The look is very distinctive. Looking at the side of the vehicle, here's where you could really appreciate how large the ES350 really is. It is massive. And large sedans often look clumsy. In the ES350's case, it's the opposite. It looks muscular and agile. The 18-inch wheels also completes the look, and I like how there's a small wheel gap between the tires and the fenders, giving it that sporty and aggressive look. And around back, the rear end looks reserved, like a proper luxury car. I want to hear about what you think of the ES350's exterior overall, so please let me know in the comments below. As for driving dynamics, you'd think that a large vehicle with a Lexus badge on it is going to drive like a land barge, but actually it's quite the opposite. It's very good. This rides a lot like, surprise, surprise, the Avalon Hybrid that I recently reviewed. It doesn't have the specially tuned sport dampers that's found in the Avalon Hybrid XSE, so this drives a bit softer than that car, but overall, this still handles very well. For something that's called ultra luxury, driving through twisty back roads like this feels pretty composed and confident. And when the road gets less twisty, this thing becomes a fantastic cruiser. The 302 horsepower 3.5 liter V6 mated to the 8-speed automatic transmission gets you 22 city, 32 highway, and 26 combined. In the long road trips, I've actually achieved over 35 miles per gallon, so it's really nice and handy to have this 8-speed transmission with those overdrive gears. This does a really good job shifting gears, and it happens so quickly and so smoothly that you don't even notice when it changes gears. The acceleration is also buttery smooth. 0 to 60 should happen in the low 6s. This doesn't have a turbo engine, so you don't get that turbo lag and surges. This is a naturally aspirated engine, so you get that smooth performance. As for ride quality, it is very nice in here. There's not a lot of noise from the outside, not a lot of wind noise or road noise, and if you ride on a freshly paved road, you could almost meditate in here. It's seriously smooth and comfortable. This is one of the most comfortable cars I've ever been in. Overall, this is a fantastic luxury sedan, and I highly recommend it. The interior design is awesome, the materials are great, the infotainment touchpad could be a little bit better, and the power is decent and the mileage is good enough for a vehicle like this. I encourage you to go out and test drive it. And the sticker price for this tester is $53,595. And at that price, this is worth every penny. So there you have it. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you learned something from this video, please consider hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe, and also hitting that notification bell so that you can get notified anytime we make a new video. I'll wrap it up right there. This has been the 2020 Lexus ES350 Ultra Luxury Edition. My name is Hanson, and I will see you next time.